Simon & Schuster Audio presents Get on the Job and Organize, Standing Up for a Better Workplace and a Better World by Jaz Brisack, read by M. Grosland, with an introduction read by the author.
Introduction: The Right to Organize. If you vote yes for Workers United, all you'll be able to do is bargain about your wages, hours, and working conditions, said Allison Peck, referencing the notepad in her hand. That's all a union can do. Wages, hours, and working conditions. That's it. Everything else, that's ours. That's Starbucks. We were awkwardly sitting in a ring of chairs while Starbucks corporate tried to stop us from becoming the first unionized Starbucks in the United States. These gatherings, known as captive audience meetings because companies hold them during working hours and pressure workers to attend, are a hallmark union-busting tactic. Allison, a former McDonald's executive who had recently switched companies, had been tasked with delivering most of the anti-union lines, although Rosanne Williams, Starbucks president of North America Retail, often couldn't stop herself from jumping in. The consensus among my fellow baristas was that the most important thing was to get this to stop. The listening sessions, the overwhelming corporate presence, the managers flying in from Georgia and Boston and turning our stores upside down, the one-on-ones, the breakfasts Rosanne bought each morning for one of our high schooler coworkers in order to talk to her about why she shouldn't unionize. My coworkers at the Elmwood Starbucks had overwhelmingly supported the union, signing cards to reach a strong majority, about 85%, and forming the largest organizing committee out of any of the individual stores in our city, with 7 of our 25 employees voicing public support and adding our names to the letter launching the campaign. Corporate's mission was to instill enough fear into us to prevent us from voting yes. They almost succeeded. But we all knew that organizing a union wasn't simply about improving wages, hours, and working conditions. If it had been a purely financial consideration, corporate might have relented. After all, they were spending far more on their attempt to crush our organizing campaign than they would have spent on the improvements we wanted to negotiate in our first contract. They didn't want us to have a union because they didn't want to share power. Labor history is full of heroic struggle, courage, care, solidarity, collective action, fortitude, hope, joy, defeat, and martyrdom. This is not to say that people always get involved in organizing efforts because of their commitment to grandiose ideological visions or their desire to transform society. Most people start organizing out of material necessity because...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?